All right, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about what is a stock, how does a company become a stock, and the types of stocks that are out there. So let's get right to it. A share of stock represents ownership of a company. So if you own one share of stock, you're now part owner of that company. Back in the old days, before computers, a share of stock actually used to be a piece of paper that had the name of the company on it. It also had your name on it. And it would say that by you holding this paper certificate, you are a part owner of the company. Obviously, with advances in technology and computers, mostly all the shares of stock today exist digitally. So, for example, if you own one share of Walmart stock, does that mean you own Walmart, the company? Yes, actually, you do. Well, a small part of it anyway. And that's because there's about 2.69 billion with a B shares of Walmart available out there. So let's say I bought 20 shares and you bought 10 shares. Who do you think owns most of the shares? It's probably going to be the Walton family, the family of Sam Walton, who started Walmart back in the 1960s. Each family member most likely owns millions of shares of Walmart stock. So we probably can't walk into their office and tell them what to do, but we can vote on company affairs. So, how does a company become a stock? Because you don't see your local butcher or nail salon in the stock market. Not every company out there has stock that you can buy. Let's talk about IPOs and let's continue using Walmart as an example. So, back in 1962, Sam Walton had a few stores in the Arkansas area. Let's talk about IPOs and continue using Walmart as an example. Back in 1962, Sam Walton had a few stores in the Arkansas area. Now, as he opened more stores, he started to run out of money. His stores were becoming popular, and people wanted a Walmart in their area, but Sam didn't have enough money to keep opening stores. So he had a dilemma. How can he get more money to open more stores and grow his company? Two ways he could have gotten the money he needed to open more stores is to either borrow the money by issuing bonds, which we'll cover in another video, or to sell what's called equity or stocks. Equity and stocks, same thing, guys. In this loosely based on reality example, we'll say that Mr. Walton decided to sell shares of stock in order to raise the money needed to expand. So, in this example, Mr. Walton went to an investment bank in order to start the legal process of selling stock. For our example, we'll say that the investment banker told Mr. Walton that his tiny company was worth $10 million. They would give Sam $10 million and he would then go out and use that money to open more stores. The investment bank will then turn around and sell a certain number of shares through the stock market so that investors like you or I could buy shares of Walmart. Theoretically, let's say one share of stock would be worth $1 and there would be 10 million shares of stock for sale. Mr. Walton kept most of the shares for himself so he could stay as the majority owner. Because remember, whoever owns the most shares is going to own most of the company. So when a company sells stock, it is giving up ownership of the company to people like you and I. We buy the stock because we feel the price is going to go up as the company grows and becomes more successful. The process of a business going to an investment bank and selling shares of stock for the first time is called an IPO, or an initial public offering. After the IPO, Walmart officially becomes a publicly traded company that starts selling shares on an exchange like the New York Stock Exchange. Mr. Walton now has to follow some strict rules set by the government. Rules include that Walmart now has to report what assets it owns and what debts it owes on a form called a balance sheet. Also, they need to report where the money is coming from and going to, known as the statement of cash flows, and how much profit they're making, known as the income statement. These accounting forms are used to create reports that Walmart sends to the government, such as the 10K and the 10Q reports. Reports are either sent every year, every quarter, or as mandated by the government. Officially, publicly traded companies send their reports to the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. The SEC is a government organization in charge of making sure companies don't commit fraud. The government doesn't care as much about the local barbershop reporting its profits and losses, but it wants to make sure large corporations are doing it. All right, so that's what a stock is. It's ownership of a company. So basically, a small company decides it wants to grow by selling stock to the public. The public then buys the stock because they feel the company is going to be a success and their stock will rise in value. Let's look at Walmart stock today and see where they stand. So let's go back here. Walmart. Okay. So what do we got here? Currently at $175. Where are their shares outstanding? Control F and find it here, right there. So, like I was telling you guys, shares outstanding. How many shares are out there? There's 2.69 billion shares out there. If you owned all of the shares, you would be 100% owner of Walmart. But, we probably don't have that kind of money. The Walton family, they own probably millions of shares. So, and they're the majority owners. But let's look at the chart of Walmart stock real quick. What are they doing these days? Obviously, this is around filming this video around February of 2024. And, Walmart has done pretty well over the last 5 years. Yeah, they've done pretty good. They've been going up. In fact, they just did a stock split. So, all right. So, in the next video, we're going to talk about the types of stocks. So, we're going to talk about the kinds of stocks that are out there, and also the sectors, like the tech stocks, the bank stocks, the housing stocks, healthcare, all that stuff. So join me in the next video and we will go ahead and cover that. You guys have a great day.